Hey you guys, it's Bri. Tonight we're here to talk about the video that Gypsy Rose uploaded for Mother's Day. It completely got everyone on TikTok talking, and I received a few messages and or comments about it, so I figured let's just go ahead and do a reaction. We're going to go through it all together. And spoiler, the comments are off because she didn't want any negative BS in her comments. She might have not wanted any negative BS in her comments, but I have my own channel and my own platform, so we're going to react. It is fair use after all, so if you're interested to see what she had to say about Mother's Day and mother figures in her life, please keep watching. Alright you guys, so this video has 5.5 million views as of right now, and it has 361,000 likes, so not a really great ratio, but what do you expect? I think all of us are kind of on the, we kind of see through Gypsy Rose kind of train right now. I think that a lot of us are on that. And, I'm not saying that she's the worst person ever, but as I've stated in other videos, she does not deserve to have celebrity or icon status. And that's the side that I'm standing on. So either way, this video is about 8.5 minutes long. So let's just go through it together. And yeah, so let's start at the top.
Hey, so today is Mother's Day, and I wanted to make a video basically celebrating the really strong and wonderful women that I have in my life that have been mother figures to me over the last 8.5 years. I first want to start off by saying I did turn off the comments to this video because I don't want to hear any negative bullshit. If you want to talk shit about me, by all means, I don't give an F. Go do it on your own platform, but I'm not going to see it in my comments. Okay?
Listen, Gypsy Rose can have this snarky attitude all she wants. I, could take it or leave it. I'm going to respond to it if I feel like responding. But her snarkiness and her saying that she does not care and, go do it on your own channel, blah, blah, blah. Miss Gypsy Rose, you do realize that you have been labeled one of the most bothered people on TikTok because you have talked about haters and people that don't like you and how much you don't care more than you've actually advocated for other people that have been the victims of much husband by proxy. So if you're going to devote more time to saying I don't care about the haters than actually being an advocate, then you are a pure hypocrite, and you are you're the laughing stock of TikTok right now. So many people are choosing to watch because they are morbidly curious about what is she going to say next, what's she going to do next, and she does not disappoint because this is a whole circus. But my God, I mean, don't stomp up and down and say how much the haters don't matter when you are constantly giving them a shout out on your channel. Bare minimum, okay? You don't care about them? I can take that at face value, but if you are going to say that, then stand on it and stop addressing them and shutting off comments and saying how you're unbothered.
So there's that. Secondly, it does not go without notice that my own biological mother is not here to celebrate Mother's Day. And here's
what that sentence should have been. My own biological mother is not here because I chose to eliminate her with the plan that I created, with the thing that I did, with the person that I hired to carry out said crime. Way to just like mention it in passing as if she just kind of like poofed, vanished from thin air, and Gypsy Rose had nothing to do with it. at least take accountability. You're always talking about how you've taken accountability and how you're working through your faults and all of these things. However, you are also mentioning that your mother is no longer here without mentioning or acknowledging why she is no longer here, and that you are the one that carried out the plan to end her existence.
I choose to feel on Mother's Day regarding my own mother is that I think the best of her. I think about the good times. I think about her as not what she did to me, but I think about her as a person. And I think that, was she a good mom? No. Was she the best mom in the world? No. But she was still my mom. So what I choose to feel about her, whether that be guilt, anger, grief, resentment, whatever, that's mine to feel. No one can take away my own feelings about my own mother. And I feel like nobody should be able to have an opinion about my mother except for her family and me.
No, this is a true crime case that played out in not only a regular court, but also the court of public opinion, because you have monetized so much content off of the crime that you orchestrated. So everyone is allowed to have an opinion about Dee Dee Blanchard. And everyone is also allowed to have an opinion about Gypsy Rose and their relationship, their fallout, the crime, Nicholas, anyone. Because she has publicized everything, on top of it being an actual true crime case. So we are allowed to have an opinion because there are interrogation videos, and there are court hearings, and there are Gypsy Rose's own words and family members that have spoken out. So we as the public are allowed to have an opinion about not only Dee Dee, but also Gypsy and anyone who is directly involved with her. She chose to monetize her crime, and we as the public are allowed to give commentary on it and therefore have an opinion on it.
Because we were the people closest to her. Everybody else does not matter. But I choose to remember her for the good that was in her heart, that I truly believe was there. I have been working for years on forgiveness, and I hope that she is in heaven, and I hope that to some degree I make her proud of at least some of the achievements that I've made in my life in growing up and standing on my own 2 feet, learning through experiences.
She's standing on her own 2 feet because she has been gifted celebrity status, undeservingly, might I add. This is not somebody who has come out and shown that they are an advocate and they're really going to use their fame for good and they're going to spread awareness and do something good. She has been nothing but messy, toxic, and hypocritical since she came out of prison.
Because in heaven, they say that like all mental afflictions, all physical afflictions are gone, right? God makes you perfect in heaven. So if you take away the mental afflictions that my mother had, then...
Is she pandering to Christians right now? Is that what she's trying to do? Because I've personally never heard her, excuse me as I touch on my lip gloss, I've never heard her be a really super, like, religious person and talk about heaven and afflictions and whatever until now, and I could have missed something. But is she trying to kind of get the sympathy and attention of a whole new demographic? Maybe I'm crazy for even saying that. Of course, sound off down below, but let's keep going.
And I think what's left is a good person. At the end of the day, is a good person. Do I have regrets? Oh yeah, I've got many. But nobody's going to be able to tell me things about myself that I don't already know.
Then why are you so bothered when people on social media make reaction videos that are not in your favor? If you are so sure with who you are and you're so confident in the person that you are, like at your core, then I wouldn't think that haters and people who don't like you would be given a free ad on a lot of your content.
So that's what I want to touch base on with my mom is concerned. So I will say a prayer for her today. And I will remember the good that was inside of her, whether that be extremely deep or not. So I'll say a prayer. Okay, moving on to the other women in my life. So my stepmom, Christy, has been like my biggest advocate for my freedom, my growth. Me and my stepmom have a really close bond. She has always stood beside me, whether I made wrong choices, right choices. She might not always agree with my choices, but she does what she can to guide me as a mother figure. And
here's the thing with Christy. I have a deep dive coming soon on Christy, but what I would like to say is if she is that person, like if she is your literal, like she's stood by me, she's guided me, she's helped me, she's loved me, blah blah blah, whatever, where was she all of those years that Gypsy was being abused? Because based on the documentaries that I've seen, and no, I have not watched The Act because that is a fictional recreation of Gypsy Rose's life. I have watched Mommy, Dead and Dearest and the other actual documentaries that have been produced about Gypsy. Christy and Rod, who is Gypsy's father, were having a normal life and having other children and having a really happy marriage and doing things that a lot of families do while Gypsy was being abused. So if I was going to give the crown of this is the family member that has really stood by me and has been a mother figure and whatever, I don't necessarily think that I would give that so freely to somebody who was absent during the years that I was being abused. And even if Rod and Christy were kind of, shoved to the side and all of that, I understand that to a certain degree, but seeing how things have kind of turned out, it really bothers me that Christy has been so front and center with Gypsy being this, D-list celebrity and getting this little 5 minutes of fame. It just hasn't sat right with me, knowing that based on what we know, they just kind of sat on the sidelines and took Dee Dee's word, and then were shocked when Gypsy orchestrated the murder of her mother. It just, I have a lot of mixed feelings about that, and I'll discuss that more in detail on the deep dive on Christy. But I don't know, I'm a little all over the place when it comes to Christy being given this crown of she is the hero in this story.
And she is just an incredible kick-ass woman. Like, the strength inside this woman is insane. And she has just been so patient with me. God, my lazy eye is kicking today. As you can see, I'm kind of tired. But she's just been a very impactful woman. I feel like I can go to her for advice. I feel like she has guided me in the sense of coming into my womanhood. If I have a question about even the simplest dumb shit, like, I go to her for it. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I'm not gonna talk a certain way or act a certain way because this has 9 point whatever million followers. I'm gonna be very real with you guys. This is who I am on a daily basis, like it or not. So yeah, Christy has just been like an amazing mother figure to me, and she's going to continue being one to me. And then also there is Ken's
I'd also
mom.
like to just interject right here that with Gypsy, now going into talking about Ken's mom, if you are really giving a Mother's Day dedicated post to the women that have been instrumental in your life, especially since you were in prison, in all fairness, if you are really like, oh, this is who I am, and I'm unfiltered, and as a complete side note, I think that people that have to always say in videos, this is who I am, like, you guys are seeing the real me, those are usually the biggest frauds on social media. However, in all fairness, if you're going to highlight women that were instrumental in the past, 10 years, I think that the classy move, and of course this is just my opinion, I'm not saying it's the worst or the best thing ever, it would have been to also, in all fairness, include Ryan Anderson's family and Ryan Anderson's mother, because let's be real, she was in Gypsy's life during her final chapter in prison. And if you're gonna stand here and say that I am this classy queen who is just raw and real and whatever, I feel like that would have been commendable to also include Ryan's mother, who, even if things ended on a sour note, you are still extending a thank you to her for the role that she played, even if it was a short time of your life.
I met Ken's mom in person in 2019. She came to visit me in Chillicothe. This is when Ken and I were still engaged. And she's just been such an accepting person of me. Like, I never thought that
she's been accepting, as in she's accepting of a murderer who literally orchestrated everything and is now monetizing that and becoming a D-list celebrity, while her son is along for the ride. At first he acted like he was scared, and then he saw Gypsy Rose get released and everything was, oh, a follower's this, shows that, attention this, TMZ that. And her son decided to hitch a ride, and now all of a sudden he likes the media attention. Sounds like to me that Ken is another hypocrite. Maybe that's why he and Gypsy just get along like peanut butter and jelly.
I would be accepted and loved for who I am. Like, take Ken out of the equation. Like, she still loves me for me. She actually, like, supported me before Ken and I even got together the first time. And she goes to bat for me, like, in lives and social media. Like, she will defend me. She calls me out on if I'm doing something wrong, but she defends who I am as a person. She wants me and Ken's happiness. She's just an all-around good mom that wants the best for her kids. And also someone else that I would like to give a shout out to is Aunt Vicky. So she's not biologically my aunt, but she's just as good as. Like, her and Christy, let me tell you, my God, if I do something that they don't think is smart, I have to hear it from both of them. But Vicky has been extremely supportive as well. And I'm really close with her. I feel like I could tell her anything. So I have a really good group of women in my life to guide me and show me the way. I'm coming into my own as a woman.
Coming into her own as a woman, as in being unfaithful, being sloppy, being messy, and just soaking up any attention that you can get while you're eating cheeseburgers and drinking smoothies that Hailey Bieber created. Is that what coming into womanhood is to Gypsy Rose? Because, my God, Jesus, take the wheel if we're in for a long ride as far as what's next with her.
That takes time, that takes patience, and I'm gonna do things sometimes that annoy them. But
so that means that they are yes people in her life. I think Gypsy Rose is one of the last people that needs yes people in her circle, because she has already been toxic enough on her own. If she has other people in her circle that are co-signing all of this nonsense that she's done, then I'm very concerned for her future.
they're always gonna be there to have my back. So they are really, really good mothers. And I hope that when I have kids someday, that I could take a lot from them, and Vicky and Christy and Raina show me the right path of being a mom. But because they've already shown me so much. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video because I know it's getting kind of long. But to those women, I love you guys so much. I know that I'm still learning, and I hope that I continue to try and make you guys proud and show you what I can be. Thank you for loving me at a time that I felt unlovable. And accepting me no matter what. Because that means everything to me. So, happy Mother's Day. Lots of love and hugs. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
So there's been many reactions, many stitches, and whatever to this video. A lot of people have a very direct kind of stance on this, and that's just that Gypsy Rose is the worst thing ever. I don't think she's the worst thing ever. I also don't think that Dee Dee was a complete angel, but I just think that her making this video was a very interesting choice, and the way that she had an opportunity to take accountability for why Dee Dee was not here and completely just skirted around it and chose, she made her choice. Like, y'all saw the video. So I'm like, during this entire Gypsy Rose conversation, I have tried to stand on the side of, I'm a little neutral. I'm a little neutral with everybody. Do I think that Gypsy is the absolute worst person ever? Absolutely not. Do I think that she should be treated like a celebrity and be flown all around the country and, be collecting 5.5 million views on TikTok? I also don't think that. Do I think that Nick is an absolute angel? No. Do I think that he is the devil? No. I also don't think that. I'm just trying to kind of remain neutral and respond to this in the most logical way that I can. And I'm bringing y'all along with me because obviously you guys are very interested in the topic of Gypsy. And if y'all want to watch, I'm going to go ahead and make the content and we will have a conversation about it. So, as always, sound off down below. I can't wait to hear what y'all have to say about this. I posted in my last video, there was a pinned comment to just acknowledge, and I know that it's a bit late now, but if you celebrate Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to you. If you don't, I understand fully, and I also fully respect you, and I get it. I really do. So, nevertheless, I think that's enough ranting for tonight. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.